I just got back from Palm Springs, California, and I had so much fun. I'm gonna let you know where I stayed, what I did, and where I ate, so let's get into it. First things first, we stayed at the Yara Hotel in Palm Springs. If you haven't seen it on Instagram, very Instagrammable, very like clean girl aesthetic, boho. Had this little pool here, which was really nice. Spent most of our time by this pool. We stayed in a really nice suite, the Zoji suite, I believe, is that how you say it? They had like a continental breakfast in the morning. It was a cold breakfast, but it did the job. But very like quaint, cute, small boutique hotel feel. Here's a little tour of our room. We had a king size bed. There was a little mini fridge. You had this sitting area, which was really nice. And then the bathroom had a shower and a bathtub and like a little separate toilet area and then a double vanity. So lots of room. Before we went to our hotel, we stopped for a little lunch at Azúcar and it was so good. The food was delicious. We got the crudo, we got the salad, those sweet potato fries. Yum. And literally probably one of the best margaritas I've ever had. It was like a spicy watermelon marg. So good. So night one, we went to Bar Cecil, and let me tell you, it was one of the worst eating experiences I've had in a while. They definitely don't deserve this Michelin rating anymore. Apparently this place is like highly coveted, which we had no idea. We walked up, it was like a Wednesday evening without a reservation. We were met with the host who was first like, well, there's only one table, and then they have very few tables in there. And he was like, and they just finished dessert, but we don't know. It could be 30 minutes, it could be 40 minutes. We're like, okay, like whatever. And the other hostess was like, there's like tables outside. And he was like, oh, okay. And so then we got like seated outside. So I will say the bread was delicious and the onion tart was delicious. We tried the escargot because it was one of my friend's favorite foods. She said it was not typical. It like basically it lacked any flavor. It was supposed to be like lemon and garlicky. It didn't taste like anything. And then we waited for our entrees for so long. Literally the table next to us like sat down after us, ordered after us, and ate and finished their dinner before we even got our entrees. We had ordered the steak frites and the halibut. We did politely ask you know, the waiter after like probably 45 minutes how much longer it was going to be, and he was like, the steak and the halibut, right? Which I'm pretty sure he just like forgot to put in the order, which like if you did that, that's fine, just own up to it. But then he came out and he was like, yeah, it's going to be out in a little bit. And we were like, okay. And then he proceeded to come back out like 15-20 minutes later with our food finally and was like, see, I told you guys I had it coming. And we're like, okay. And when we got our food, the halibut was dry, the steak was chewy, like I literally almost choked on a piece. And at that point we were just like so hungry, we were just eating it because it had taken so long. But I will just say, you got a piece of fish and like 3 pea pods for $52, and it was insanity to me. We finished up with our entrees. They came over, asked if we wanted dessert. At that point we had been there just so long that we were over it, and we were like, no thank you, and like we'll just get our check. And we got our check, and then once again that same sassy waiter came back with our check and was like, I ran it for you because I knew you guys were in a rush, and like tossed it down on the table at us and was like, all right, we're done with that. And then I will say both of us afterwards felt like our tummies did not feel good. It felt like I had gone and eaten like a giant greasy pizza, which honestly would have tasted better at that point. And then even the next morning, both of us were still not feeling super great. It just seemed like all their food was cooked in like excess oil. So with that being said, definitely do not recommend going to Bar Cecil. Not worth the price, not worth the service. And apparently it's really hard to get a reservation anyways, so it's just not worth it. Night 2, we went to Tequila. This little margarita flight was delicious. Highly recommend this place. Let me show you some of our food we had. We had shrimp ceviche. This was one of the best ceviches I've ever had. It was delicious. And then I got the shrimp enchiladas and it was delicious. So like I said, definitely recommend going to Tequila. And then Thursday we went to Farm for lunch. We had more of a breakfast there. I had the crab cake Benedict and it was delicious. Their food was really good. They're actually sister restaurants with Tequila. We did go to the Living Desert Zoo. It was really a nice zoo. They had like volunteers everywhere telling you info about the animals. There was this one sweet older gentleman who had just all sorts of knowledge, which was really cool. It's just kind of like built into the like rock, so it's a little bit more of like a natural environment that they're living in. And overall, just a really nice zoo. Highly recommend going early in the morning though if you're gonna go, because it was very hot and like we went at like 7:30 and we were melting our faces off. And then I went to Wilma and Frida's on my own. It was like a little brunch breakfast spot. This French toast, bomb.com, very good. Then Friday night we went to the Pink Cabana, which is my friend Reagan and her boyfriend's like one of their favorite places to go in Palm Springs. The food was absolutely delicious. We got the crudo, we got, I believe, the calamari, the drinks were really yummy, and then I got the shrimp arrabbiata and it was so good. So highly recommend this one. We also did a Pilates session at Ecor with Sean. He was such an amazing instructor. He literally kicked my butt. It was a great little studio to pop into for a class, so definitely check them out if you want to do a little workout session while you're in Palm Springs. Saturday for lunch we went to Lulu's. They have this awesome weekend brunch deal. I actually got the meatloaf and then Reagan got the chicken pot pie, and both of them were so delicious and massive, and just this was such a good deal. Then Saturday night we did the aerial tramway, which it was like a tram that brought you all the way up a mountain, and it also spun around while you were going in here, which was really cool. Just gorgeous views. I would have been nice to know like if we would have had hiking stuff with, we could have gone up earlier in the day. It's like 30 to 40 degrees cooler up the mountain. And there are all sorts of hiking trails. You can even camp up there, I believe. They have like a restaurant, some gift shops, but it was absolutely stunning. Then Saturday evening, we went to Sandfish, which was a sushi restaurant. It was delicious, probably like my favorite meal that we had when we were there. And just make sure you have a reservation because that place is the place to be. Sunday before I headed to the airport, I ended up at Fruit Wonders, which had like smoothies, smoothie bowls, juices, etc. And it was delicious, and this thing was massive. That's everything that we did and ate while in Palm Springs. Overall, just a really great experience with the exception of Bar Cecil. Definitely lots of fun places to go check out though if you are ever in the area.